WWE 2K22 features the triumphant return of fan favourite mode General Manager, this time called MyGM. So we asked some of the top WWE superstars for not only their tips on how to run a show, but also their favourite WWE general managers of all time.
Mick Foley, hands down. So Mick Foley is one of my favourite wrestlers in general, one of my favourite human beings in general. He's the reason I started wrestling because he's the reason I got back into wrestling. So seeing him in any role just makes my heart sing.
Have a nice day.
One thing he did not do well, no offence to Mick, actually maybe offence to Mick, the first draft that he did when I was on the roster, he didn't draft me quick enough, so that's one thing he did wrong.
What Raw needed was a very strong women's division, which is why we're using our next pick, Charlotte.
Still love you, Mick. Still salty.
Do you remember the laptop days? The Anonymous, yeah. And it ended up being Hornswoggle, right?
Are you telling me you're the one that's been causing all of this misery?
Those were interesting times. I'm going to go with that. I would go with Hornswoggle. I don't know if Hornswoggle did a lot of things well. And during that time, he annoyed a lot of people. I think a lot of people, when they heard that there was like a sound effect, he did a great job at irking people.
Teddy Long. Teddy Long is my favorite general manager because when I first started out, Teddy Long was there and he was always hyped when he came out, his music, everything. I love Teddy Long, so I would say Teddy Long.
What do you think Teddy Long did so well?
I love him. I mean, it was just the energy, you know. That's what a general manager is supposed to do, because the general manager really can't tell us what to do. He has the authority to make things happen. However, I think Teddy Long, he earned the respect of everybody on the roster. Even though he's a smaller guy, a little bit older, everybody respected him. So if he said something, it went. And then on top of that, if you don't, you gotta take on The Undertaker.
You will face The Undertaker.
I think William Regal would have to be the absolute best. Like all the stuff he did with Tajiri, for example, was really great to me because it was super entertaining and it brought Tajiri to another level as a superstar.
Up a bit, down a bit, to the left a bit, to the right.
And what do you think is an important attribute for all the wannabe general managers out there?
I think the best piece of advice I would give is if you're gonna be a general manager, have Kevin Owens on a lot of your shows, because while I'm not very successful, I do work very hard, so.
Authority. I think they have to have authority, yeah. So maybe an intimidation factor.
I think the general manager needs to pick somebody on his side that he can kind of cater to a little bit, just in case he needs a little bit of help. I'm in the hurt business right now, so the general manager needs to have me on his side in order to make things happen. If he doesn't, it's going to be a hard road.
You know, obviously the goal is to put on the very best show possible, but I think my biggest tip is to put me at the top of your card. That's really just the most logical, answer here.
And if you like that video, why not check out WWE superstar Big E responding to your IGN comments. And for everything else WWE 2K22, stick with IGN.